There are no flames without friction, no strength without struggle, and no true aura without war. We walk among shadows, not the ones cast by trees or buildings, but the ones we cast ourselves. Shadows born from anger, fear, vanity, and the quiet, relentless desire to become more than what we are. But some among us walk differently. They don't need to speak to be heard. They don't need to posture to prove anything. And still, when they enter the room, everything shifts. Not because of what they say, but because of who they are. That is the mark of a powerful aura. But what does that really mean? It's not some mystic glow. It's not spiritual smoke. A strong aura is the weight of someone who has mastered themselves, someone who has bled in silence, someone who has buried their chaos alive. Here are 4 signs your aura is powerful. 1, you don't react. You govern. Seneca once said, "A man is as wretched as he has convinced himself he is." The man with a strong aura doesn't flinch at insult. He doesn't bark at criticism. He doesn't shatter under pressure, because his mind is not a leaf in the wind. It is the wind. Anyone can explode. Anyone can scream. But to pause, to observe, to ask, what part of me is being touched right now? And why? That is a discipline few will ever know. A strong aura is forged in silence. When your emotions scream, but your face stays still. When rage knocks, and you refuse to open the door. That's not weakness. That's dominion. Epictetus taught, anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. But the storm reveals the captain. 2, you walk alone and never feel empty. The man with the strong aura is never lonely, because he's never in poor company. He doesn't chase approval, like a starving man crawling toward a mirage. He doesn't beg to be understood. He doesn't explain every silence. He doesn't apologize for standing still. Some auras are powerful, not because they shine, but because they don't need to. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the known world, once wrote, "Look within. There is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will only dig." Solitude is not a void for us. It is a crucible. We don't fear silence. We command it. We use it to sharpen the blade of thought, to hear the whispers beneath the noise, to hear ourselves clearly, without distortion. The man who walks alone and walks upright is a man who has met himself in the dark and did not look away. 3, you are untouchable by praise or blame. Praise is a drug. Blame is a chain. Both are lies, when swallowed too deeply. A strong aura doesn't rise for applause. It doesn't sink under criticism. It is rooted in a fortress no one sees, built stone by stone, through self-honesty, failure, and repetition. Cleanthes, the second head of the Stoic school, once said, "Carve your character in duty and reason, and in what is right, not in what is popular." You become immune to manipulation, because no one can give or take what you've already earned within. We're not here to please. We're not here to bend. We are here to endure, to transform. Break the 4th wall. Your identity awakens. If these words stirred something ancient in you, you're not just watching, you're remembering. Now you choose. Comment below. AMOR FATI, twice forged. Write it twice. Once to claim the identity, once to seal it. That phrase is a signal. To the algorithm, yes, but more importantly, to others like you. Men who are waking up. Men who are done being governed. Men who remember what they were built for. This is your initiation. 4, you turn pain into power. There is a quiet violence in the man who smiles through his scars, not because he's numb, but because he refuses to be broken. This is the 4th sign. Your suffering doesn't make you bitter. It makes you sharper. Where others collapse under grief, you rise, not because it's easy, but because you understand a sacred truth. Pain is not the enemy. Attachment to comfort is. Musonius Rufus wrote, No one is free who has not mastered himself. We do not chase comfort. We seek clarity, especially when it hurts. Every wound is a test. Every test is a forge. And every forge, if endured, refines the weapon within. The strong aura is not inherited. It is earned. It is built. It is burned into being by fire, by solitude, by silence. So when the world breaks you open, don't just survive. Transmute. Make your anguish your altar. Make your past your power. You are not a victim of fate. You are its sharpened answer. You walk without fear because you have walked through yourself. And what you found didn't destroy you. It forged you. You no longer shrink to fit. You no longer kneel to lies. You are no longer swayed by praise, nor destroyed by blame. Because now you know, the fortress was always within you. If this spoke to something deep in you, subscribe to Stoic Verse for more truth, more discipline, and more fire for the path ahead. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more men like you.